Hi. So, I've been looking up lucid dreams for a really long time now, probably about 3 or 4 years. I normally say two, but, well, I say two because whenever I was at the 2 years of research into everything, I was at 2 years, so I used to tell people I've done a whole bunch of research into it, about 2 years of research into it, and now I've done about four. And I found out there's a whole bunch of different ways to actually get yourself to lucid dream if you don't have any problems with sleep and things like that. Or if you don't have ADD or ADHD, that's the prerequisites. So to go over the prerequisites, you cannot have ADD or ADHD, and you have to have no sleeping disorders in order for any of these things to work. Um, I actually have ADHD, so it's very hard for me to lucid dream without actually taking any kind of substance to help out. But there are many different ways to lucid dream. So I'll go over them for the people who don't have any kind of sleeping disorder or anything like that, which happens to be a majority of people. So, the first one that I learned about a long time ago was called a memory-induced lucid dream, or a mild, M-I-L-D. Now, in this kind of lucid dream, what you've got to do is you've got to make it. There's a couple different ways to do this actually, but you have to start taking down a dream journal, which means as soon as you wake up, while you still have the dream fresh in your mind, you have to write down the dream, so that way when you're inside of your dream, if you review them and you go over them every once in a while, basically it says to read about 30 minutes of your dream journal every time before you go to sleep, because it helps you to realize the little tidbits that are off about your dream, like things that would not normally happen in life while you're dreaming. So whenever you're dreaming, if something weird happens or something that doesn't normally happen, you won't think that it's just normal like you do in a normal dream before you did anything like this. In a normal dream, you could stare at a monkey throwing fire out of its left eyeball and shooting a rainbow out of its 17th finger on its right hand while wearing a raincoat and dancing around a dubstep. You'd see something like that and you think it's normal in a dream until you start to until you can, you start doing your dream journal and you read 30 minutes before and you start realizing that things aren't normal inside of your dream, which makes you to snap out of it and obtain lucidity. Lucidity is basically you're just waking up inside of your dream, so you have complete control over your head and you can control what happens inside of your dream. So, sorry, I'll get off topic if I don't go back. So, you basically start keeping a dream journal every single time you wake up, and then you read it for about 30 minutes before you go to sleep. You go to sleep, and you hope you have a lucid dream. You do that for about 2 or 3 months, and eventually you'll start having lucid dreams all the time, because you'll know all the things that go wrong inside of your dream, and you'll instantly wake up inside of your dream. You'll always have lucid dreams. Another thing they try to tell you to do in the mild step is to perform reality checks. Now, you should be doing this in any kind of, in any way that you try to lucid dream. You should be doing reality checks throughout the day. Mine is, my reality check that I do is I snap every 1 hour and try to make fire come out of my hand. Of course, this isn't actually going to happen in real life, but if you snap and try to make fire come out of your hand inside of a dream, fire will come out of your hand inside of a dream. So you try to make it a reaction every 30 minutes or an hour, so that way you do it every single hour, and then whenever you're dreaming and an hour goes by, you snap and try to make fire, and fire comes out of your hand, you know you're dreaming, you wake up. Oh, you don't wake up, but you wake up inside of your dream, you can control it. So that's the mild step, or the MILD step, and there's many other different kinds of ways to do it. The next way I recently got into is HILD, or HILD, and that's a hypnotic-induced lucid dream. What this does is it's basically a person trying to get you into trance and then hypnotically guiding you into a lucid dream. Now, this is one of the easiest ways to do it if you're very susceptible to hypnotic inductions and trance, because the person talking to you through your headphones or whatever will be able to guide you directly into a lucid dream, and you'll be lucid dreaming no matter what time of the day it is, because they're trying to guide you through a wild which I'll get into in just a second, because this segment's actually just about over. That's all you can really say about hypnotic induction. They'll try to get you to perform a reality check while you're in your dream. You perform a reality check, you're lucid. They'll get you into a dream instantly, no matter what time of day it is, so it sends you through a wild. Now, I guess I'll go through a wild next, since I just started talking about wilds, but a wild is a wake-induced lucid dream. Now, this is something that any lucid dreamer wants to be able to do at any point of the day, at any point in their life, because as soon as you know how to wild, you can do it at any time of the day, no matter what you're doing. You could be on the computer and you can decide, oh, I want to wild, and lay back and go into a lucid dream. Or you can lay down for a nap and say, oh, I'm going to lucid dream for 30 minutes. And you go directly into a lucid dream, you come right out of it. It's just a in and out thing. You can do it at any time. But basically what it does is a wild tries to make you forget that not forget that you're awake. You have to know you're awake, but I don't really understand the process of a wild all that much, but I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability. Let's see. So, the way I've had it described is you get in a comfortable position, sitting down or laying down or whatever, and you lay back and you try to tone out everything in your head, get everything out of your head, make sure that you don't move or do anything like that for about 30 or 40 minutes while your body, because you end up tricking your body into thinking that your mind is asleep, so your body goes to sleep. And whenever your body goes to sleep, when your body goes to sleep, your mind is still awake, but you're going through the whole sleeping process. So if you just lay there for a little while, and you'll actually enter a dream, but since you're still awake, then you're going into the dream lucid, which means that you're going directly into a dream for a nap, but you're already lucid, so you're directly entering a lucid dream. Now, while that sounds kind of easy, it's actually one of the hardest forms of lucid dreaming. It's one of the hardest things you can do. That's why I found the hypnotic-induced lucid dream very, very usable. Very amazing. It's a great way to do it if you're susceptible to hypnotic induction in trance, which I'm actually not. I can put myself in trance, but once I put myself into trance, I can't get myself to lucid dream. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with the fact that I have ADD or ADHD. I'm trying as hard as I can not to stray from topic right now, but next time. The next one is the NILD, the nap-induced lucid dream. Now, what this does is, there's wake back to bed and then there's nap. I'm not totally sure what the difference is between them, but I'm pretty sure a nap-induced lucid dream means you sleep for 5 to 6. You sleep from 5 to 6 hours. You wake up. You do whatever you want for about 3 to 4 hours. Nothing too strenuous, and then you go and try to take a nap. And even as soon as you get into sleep, there's a like a 40% chance that you're gonna lucid dream. And that's great. I actually just posted a video of my first entry in my dream journal that will explain what a dream journal is supposed to do. I'm backtracking a little bit, but I just posted a video about what a dream journal is supposed to be like, and I posted my first entry in my dream journal that I wrote down today. I actually would never thought that I would have done something like that until I took melatonin, which is actually a very, very good lucid dreaming substance to take. But anyway, so the nap-induced lucid dream is fairly simple, but it only has a 40% chance of working, and it will not work every time, no matter how long you've done it in your life. Then there's the FILD, the finger-induced lucid dream. I know it sounds a little perverted, but it's the finger-induced lucid dream. So what this is if you can pinpoint within the last 30 seconds before you go to sleep, if you can find out in your head that you're about to go to sleep within 30 minutes. This is actually very good if you couple it with the wake back to bed method, but or the WBTB. But what you got to do is that last 30 seconds, 15 seconds, you wiggle very, very slightly. Don't put too much strain into it, but slightly wiggle your middle finger and your thumb while you're just laying there. Do not do anything else but wiggle your middle finger and your thumb. This is supposed to be such little strain from your body that you can still fall asleep, but whenever you're dreaming, whenever you enter your dream, as long as you're going directly into a dream, whenever you enter your dream, you will still be wiggling your thumb and your middle finger, and you should go straight into the dream lucid. This is actually a fairly new way to enter lucid dreams, but you wiggle your middle finger and your thumb, you get into it, and you should enter the dream lucid, and you're in a lucid dream. So, let's see, the wake back to bed method. That would be the next one. The wake back to bed method means that you go to sleep for 5 to 6 hours, set an alarm. It has to be from 5 to 6 hours. Sometimes it can be from 4 to 5 hours, depending on what your sleep schedule's like. But I would say about 5 hours is how much you should sleep for this method. The wake back to bed method involves going to sleep for 5 hours, waking up for an hour, doing nothing. Literally just waking up enough so you can wake up, but not wake up enough so you can't go back to sleep. So you wake up, and then after an hour of being awake, go back to sleep, and supposedly you have like an 80% chance of going straight into a lucid dream this way. Because you've woken up enough to be awake, but you haven't woken up enough to stay awake, so you can go to sleep and you're still awake, so you're lucid. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Let's see. There's also the subliminal method. I mean, I don't even really want to mention it because I don't believe in subliminal messaging necessarily. It doesn't really work for me. But things like binaural beats and things like that, I guess I'll mention them because I don't believe in it. I don't believe binaural beats will actually work. They do change your brain state. That's been proven, but it doesn't really mean that they do something. I mean, I've never had them work for me, but again, binaural beats don't work for people with ADD or ADHD, so if you are one of the people who it doesn't work for, that may be the reason that you've never heard about before. I know they don't. I remember looking it up whenever iDosa first came out about 7 years ago, that it doesn't work. If you have ADD or ADHD, binaural beats don't work on you. Because your mind's racing, going to a whole bunch of different directions, you can't really pay attention on it, and because of that, if you can't pay attention on it for a whole 45 minutes, you will not be able to change your brain state, so it doesn't work for you. It might work for other people, though. So there's a track on YouTube, actually, called the iDreamer, which is supposed to send you into a lucid dream through binaural beats and things like that. It's called the iDreamer. You can look it up on YouTube, and supposedly you just lay there, you listen to the music, eventually you enter directly into a lucid dream, and if it works for you, please let me know. Because I would love to hopefully give that a try and see it maybe work for me. Because it doesn't really use binaural beats, it uses isochronic tones, which means you don't need headphones for it to work. And people with ADD and ADHD will have it work, but I don't really have the attention span to just, sit there and listen to something for 45 minutes while it doesn't work on me. I'll start thinking that it doesn't work on me about 10 minutes in, and then I won't be able to get it to work. But if you were a patient enough person, maybe it'll work for you. So if you could give that a try and let me know how that works, I might actually be able to sit down and try it for 45 minutes if I know for a fact that it worked for somebody. But I don't believe comments on YouTube half the time, so I suppose if it's a reply to my actual video, then maybe I will. So there's the subliminal method, the finger method, the no, the wild, the wake back to bed, the mild. That's all I can really remember. So, yeah, that's all I can remember. If I remember something else a little bit later, I'll add another video on to this series in a little bit. This is basically just going to be an audio log, as I don't have a webcam just yet. I might get a webcam and start recording these through video. I might not. I do have a Nexus 7 that I just picked up, so I might be able to use my Nexus to make something, I guess, maybe someday. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to make it fairly quick. I know there's a 15-minute limit on YouTube, but I've gotten rid of the 15-minute limit by having it text my phone a code. It doesn't make a whole bunch of sense to me, really. It really doesn't. But I suppose it's to have not a lot of accounts posting more than 30-minute messages to overload YouTube. That's what I would assume. But anyway, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, or you want to hear my dream journal, or new entries to my dream journal, you can always subscribe, or just come back to my channel. I really don't care about subscribers or views, so if you want to hear more about my dream journal, I will be making one every single night now that I've figured out melatonin. I will add in at the very end of this video, which I am doing right now, that melatonin is very, very good for increasing the vividness of your dreams. I can't say that it gives you lucidity. I can't say that it increases vividness. If you watch my other video, you'll definitely understand what I mean by that. I still remember that entire dream without actually having to go back and read it, and the dream felt 100% real. It felt like real life to me, and it was quite amazing. A 40-minute dream in an hour, I can't even explain to you. But I also had a nightmare. That's one of the bad things about taking melatonin. I want to explain that really fast because I didn't explain that in my other video. Taking high dosages of melatonin is not dangerous. in any way or shape or form, way, shape, or fashion. They've given 6,000 milligrams to somebody, and the only bad experiences that they got were some stomach problems, which is believable, 6,000 milligrams of something, but is some nausea issues, maybe some dizziness, and that's 6,000 milligrams. You're not ever supposed to take 6,000 milligrams, but I took 18 milligrams last night and had the most vivid dream I've ever had in my life. It was wonderful. I can't even tell you. It's something that you really have to experience, but if you're interested in taking things like that, melatonin definitely helps. I will be taking 21 tonight to possibly attain lucidity. People say that as soon as you get up to the 25 to 50 range, you start getting lucid all night, and I'm very interested in that, as lucid dreams are supposed to be something that you can control, do anything you want, and as long as you're fairly intelligent, the dream won't be skewed as much as it should be. But so yeah, that's really all. The thing you might want to worry about is some people mention a melatonin hangover and nightmares. The melatonin hangover is if you take a little bit too much, then you wake up in the morning feeling groggy. I've never had that happen to me. Even on the 18 milligrams I took last night, it didn't happen to me. But nightmares, that's right. The very first couple of dreams that I had in the night were nightmares, and since I had a lot of nightmares as a kid, because I had a sleeping disorder, it was very hard for me to sleep and get to sleep because I was always terrified of everything. I had a very overactive imagination. Because of that, I had so many nightmares, it was unbelievable. I'd have a nightmare every single night, and it would be the most terrifying shit that you'd ever hear of. Anyway, so I'm kind of used to nightmares now, so nightmares don't really scare me. I don't even want to wake myself up from a nightmare because I turn it into some kind of cool shit during my dream without even knowing it. It's a subconscious change from a nightmare into something cool that I could understand, like a video game or something like that. I'm not scared of Silent Hill, but if it was actually happening, I'd be scared of it. So if it was actually happening in my dream, then I turn it into a video game. I'm over talking about this. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and believe me, melatonin will give you nightmares the first couple times if you take it too much. If you can stand the nightmares, it will give you the most vivid and amazing dreams you'll ever have in your entire life. I promise it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Check out my other video if you want. I will be posting one every single night, and I'll be posting more videos later today about just random shit. So, have a great day, guys.